Ron would have not been governor if it wasn't for me, and that's okay. Number one, he wouldn't have gotten the nomination, and number two, he wouldn't have beaten his Democrat opponent. So then when I hear he might run, I consider that very disloyal, but it's not about loyalty. But to me it is. It's always about loyalty.
Oh my gosh, must we do this? It's too early in the year and the day. Must we do this? Welcome back to the program, everyone. Your lovable curmudgeon here, Dana Loesch from Sea to Shining Sea. You can listen to the program, and you can also watch the simulcast of the nationally syndicated radio program everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, via the First. Also DirecTV, channel 349. I remembered. So, this... I don't know if I ever remember a primary fight starting so early as it is now, right? Kane and I were talking about this. Usually, give us a little bit of grace here, right? Give us till after Valentine's Day. Maybe give us till after summer vacation before it totally gets heated and ridiculous, But it doesn't look like that's happening. So this was over the weekend with the former president talking about Florida's governor. Because he says that, and I don't think DeSantis hasn't responded. He hasn't said anything about it. He hasn't taken the bait at all. He hasn't even announced any kind of presidential campaign. So I don't know what this is all in response to. I don't know where this is coming from. But anyway, so Trump is, I think, convinced himself that DeSantis, I guess, is running. I'm not quite sure. And he's clearly not. At least he hasn't said anything. He's clearly focusing on Florida right now. But this statement that he said, and he tweeted about this, or not tweeted about it, he put it up on his platform saying that this was over the weekend, quote, fake news media was good yesterday in their coverage of my stops in New Hampshire and South Carolina. Other than the globalist Street Journal, which is rarely accurate or good, they said the day was really amazing. The enthusiasm to make America great again has never been stronger. The revelations about Ron DeSantis doing far worse, which is in caps lock, than many other Republican governors, including that he unapologetically shut down Florida and its beaches, he said, was interesting indeed. DJT leading big. So that's not true, though. That's actually not accurate. And I wanted to talk about that because I think that you can say both of these two things can exist simultaneously. I hate that we have to baby step all this garbage. This is why I love not living in DC, because I don't have to worry about getting an invite to the next cocktail reception. I like a lot of what Trump did as president, but this super early primary and posturing is bad. It's just bad. And I don't know why he can't just sell himself on the things that he did, why he feels like he has to tear other Republicans down, especially going after our strongest Republican governors. Don't we need more strong Republicans, not fewer Republicans? That just that's kind of my take on this. I didn't realize that we were so rich and hardcore conservative, liberty-minded constitutionalists that we could just sit here and fire off salvos this early in the whole process. What in the world? How was that helpful? How is that leadership? That's not leadership. And I know Trump. I've known him longer than a lot of the people that are riding his coattails now. I don't understand why there's this need to do that. You don't need to tear somebody else down to sell yourself. Just sell yourself, right? That's like what the Democrats always do. I'm not saying he's a Democrat. I'm saying he doesn't need to do what they do, which is they can't say a damn thing without talking about Trump. Sell yourself. You don't have to try to tear down the other guy. There's no need for it. They were friends. Now, to address a couple of things. In the beginning, it was a close race between Ron DeSantis. And you remember Andrew Gillum, right? Gillum or Gilliam? I can't remember. I just remember that there were photos that came out of him passed out and cocaine everywhere in a hotel room. And he was there with his boyfriend, right? While his wife and kids were at home. He was supposed to be at a conference, winky wink. And he ended up, something like this happened. Thank heavens. Florida really dodged that one, didn't they? But that's great. And then Ron DeSantis really did some great things in Florida. He's been doing some amazing things in Florida where woke goes to die. So I think that's great, but I also think that it doesn't mean that everyone else has to stay behind you or that everyone else has to be suppressed so you can maintain. I just don't understand that reasoning. I mean, good leadership is also about being a kingmaker.